feel like I want to talk about the Charlie Kirk situation. I don't talk about politics ever or anything surrounding it because you can't get a straight answer for shit. It seems like everybody's yelling in every direction and you can't figure out what the truth is. And like you can't figure out anything to even make an opinion for yourself. So I've just not concerned myself with it because people will attack you one way or the other. And that's usually my standpoint is like, y'all are screaming too much, shut the f up. But this time it's different. And I feel like I have a different take on this situation than most people because I'm someone who's been vocal about evil being taken out. When there is someone who's actually evil, who is met with violence and met with death, I am happy about it. Like when the healthcare CEO got taken out, I was happy. I giggled because that was someone who was actually destroying people's lives and harming people for money. The whole situation with Charlie Kirk, that's not an evil that needed to be taken out. That's an unfair game. And for me to be someone who doesn't fit in with anybody's typical views on death and murder, I don't think all murder is bad. Sometimes you have to take out a certain evil because nothing's gonna stop it. Example, healthcare CEO. But this whole thing with Charlie Kirk, I'm noticing people really thought he was an evil that needed to be taken out. And that's a problem for a lot of reasons. But if I seem a little weird in this episode, it's my own personal shit. I'm just kind of like numbed out emotionally to a lot. But the whole Charlie Kirk situation, he wasn't as bad of a person as everybody has been led to believe. And I've gone through this spiral with a lot of different people. There are certain influencers on the internet, or certain people just in general, political figures and even non-political figures, who the internet just hates. There's like an uproar against a certain type of person. You hear certain like slander of people, and I've just kind of written a lot of people off as like, oh, they're a wacko, oh, they're an idiot, the internet hates them, there must be a valid reason. Every single person who I've taken my own time to go watch their full videos that are not clipped out of context, it's changed my entire opinion. And I'm like, why do people hate this certain person? There's a lot of people who I agree with and don't agree with, but there's a lot of people who make a lot of valid ass points. It's happened to me, and I can't just sit back and watch it happen to somebody else without saying something. I've been slandered and people have taken things that I've said out of context and run with it in a complete opposite direction. People have said everything about me there is to say at this point. And the people who actually see me and know my heart and actually watch the shit that I post and the things that I say coming out of my own mouth, people who watch it in context, in the full context, see the truth of who I am. Nobody that's happy about Charlie Kirk's death, in my opinion, is seeing the situation for what it is. They've been taught to hate him by social media, is kind of what I'm picking up on. But I'm someone who's dealt with being swatted, having all of my financial opportunities and situations be halted dead stop because people ran too far with bullshit. So luckily enough, people see me for who I am, but not enough people saw Charlie Kirk for who he was and what he was trying to do. That was in context. A lot of people saw it out of context, and the way people were like celebrating and cheering about him dying, that's where I can say this one ain't the one to cheer for. This ain't one where this was actually an evil that needed to be taken out. I'm not the typical type, like I said, who goes, oh, all lives are worth protecting. No one should ever be murdered. I've been pushed to points and I got canceled for talking about an ex who was destroying my life personally, that I got pushed to a point I wanted to do that. So it takes a specific kind of mind to understand. But for my crazy ass, a lot of people look at me like I'm fucking nuts and I'm insane. For me to be able to call this for what it is, wake up. Like genuinely, as much as people painted me out to be a certain way, okay, even the crazy one is telling you you're fucking wrong. So also I have a lot of resentment right now because everybody who turned on me and destroyed my entire life for talking about murdering someone who was truly evil, all these motherfuckers are now on the bandwagon pushing how this person being murdered was okay. I hope every single one of you gets the last bit of what the fuck you have coming to you, truthfully. I have my own resentment and my own getting triggered about that, but This whole clickbaiting, clip farming, whatever the fuck you want to call it, people taking things out of context and running too far. We've hit the brink of it's gone too far. This was so, like, I genuinely haven't seen one long clip of Charlie Kirk. I never have heard him say black people deserve to die. I've never heard him say gay people deserve to die. I've never heard him say trans people deserve to die. I've never heard anything like that. And every single time you see someone come up to his mic, any size, shape, or color, he greets them with respect most of the time. If it's given, he gives it. Like, if you walk up as a normal person, he would talk to you. So I don't understand the whole thing, because like, that's the other thing we're gonna talk about is the terms people use too fucking freely. Like, they can do anything and will use anything to get you to hate people that they hate. So the whole thing of the racist term, everybody's a fucking racist nowadays. That term has been so watered down and diluted, but calling someone a racist is the fastest way to gain unwavering support, no matter how fucking delusional you are, against a certain person. So to go and say anybody is racist, that is the quickest way to get a fuck ton of people to hate this same person without looking into it. That's its own point. But Charlie Kirk platformed Candace Owens, brought her in on all the shit that he was doing. These are two people fighting for the same political and religious views, okay? Someone who's truly racist is gonna base their decision of who they care about and who they work with solely on skin color. He would have never platformed someone who is black. Candace Owens is black. He would have never platformed her if he was truly only against skin color. They don't give a fuck if you agree or don't. Racists actually hate everybody, no matter what, who, what, when, where, why, just because of a skin color. So that doesn't make fucking sense.